What's up, everybody? Go to ChrisDComedy.com. I'm back on the road. The Chrissy Theaters, everybody. Hashtag CTE Tour has started, baby. January 22nd, Tampa Theater. This Saturday, Tampa Tony will be there on stage with me. He said he's going to wear short shorts and his diabetic socks pulled up to his nutsack. So be in Tampa at the Tampa Theater this Saturday, January 22nd. Then January 29th, we're at the Borgata. That's almost sold out in Atlantic City. February 5th. At the Beacon Theater in New York City, TT Jerry's coming on stage. She said she's going to pee on the front row, so wear a poncho. February 11th, the Warner Theater, Washington, D.C. February 12th, Homeless Pimp's birthday show, the Tabernacle Theater, Atlanta, Georgia. And then we got March 4th and 5th in Cleveland and Detroit. Go to ChrisDComedy.com for Tiki Wiki's Vineyard City, Portland, Seattle. Everybody's on there. Indianapolis, Philadelphia. Who gives a f? We're going crazy. ChrisDComedy.com. Let's have some fun.
Guys, in a couple of weeks, I will be coming to Detroit and Pittsburgh, February 11th and 12th. Second shows were added there, so get your tickets. A couple of weeks, the next week after that, February 18th and 19th, I'm at Albany at the Egg and Washington, D.C. at the Capital One Hall. And then to close out February 26th and 27th, we are in Madison at the Barrymore and Chicago at the Vic. We've added second shows to all of those. Get tickets right now at salvulcanocomedy.com.
Don't be a flake, don't run away from your feelings, babe. Don't be afraid, don't be ashamed, don't hesitate to say, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe.
Hey, hey, baby, you make me feel so fine. You keep me rocking all of the time. Hey, hey, baby, you make me feel so grand. I feel $1 million when you're just in my hand. Hey, hey, baby, you make me feel so sad. Anytime I see you go and make me feel bad. Hey, hey, baby, you make me feel so fine. Money back and rizzle up on the sweet dip line.
First of all,
hey babe.
First of all, I red wined it once.
You red wined when we need to. Hey
please,
babe,
don't nail me to the wall. But what is that last line?
By the way, pimp, it's one of the earliest times. Here, can you go back to that? Oh yeah, no, oh, that's fine. That's fine. The name of this episode will be "Money Pack Him Rizzle Upon the Sweet Up Line." That's the name of this ep. That
will not get. Yeah. No one's searching for that.
What is it? Rizla. Okay, here we go. Depp is the name of the band's record label. Okay. Rizla is a brand of cigarette papers used to roll marijuana, ganga cigarettes, and it's really a play on the rhyme with no real significance.
What? How did you find that?
I read it up there.
No, but where'd you find the explanation to that line? Was it readily available?
I just Googled the line.
Oh shit! Monkey pack him. Rizla pon the sweet Depp line. I still don't. You explained it, and I don't understand it.
Money pack 'em Rizla pon. What is pon? Because I was like pon naripa. But is pon like with or and? You know, like what is pon?
I don't
like
know.
Like two is you in Spanish. Can you pull up UB40? Because they're white guys with dreads, right?
I believe so.
Now, are they in hot water for appropriation?
Probably not, because they have stood the test of tea.
They have.
Okay, on the sweet Depp line.
On the Ripper, so it's on the Ripper.
Okay,
on
so
the bus.
What is Rizla again?
Cigar paper.
So monkey, is that like monkey? Is that like drugs? Like you know about George Michael, Monkey on My Back?
No.
George Michael on the Faith album.
I know George
Monkey.
Michael.
Don't stop, baby. Don't look now. There's a monkey on your back. I had the best. Now it's time I had the rest. So you think that I don't want you anymore. I think it's monkey on my back.
Monkey on my back? No.
Another expression that is frequently used is have a monkey on your back. It means that you are carrying a burden or a problem. Yeah, that I knew. But in the song, he's talking about he's addicted to drugs. That's his monkey. Now,
George Michael is not with us anymore, but Boy George is.
Yes.
Very hard to keep those confused.
I love Boy George and George Michael. I mean, come
combo
on.
Guy.
George Michael.
Well, I guess got my Halloween costume. You know what it is?
What?
Boy George Michael. That's what it is. We're gonna combine them.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, shout out George Michael. Died of natural causes, which we've talked about on other podcasts, where if you die of natural causes.
We talked about it on this one.
We talked about this, where it's like, it's just very real. Because natural cause to me, you have to be 150 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just all natural causes is not murdered.
Right. That's not. Could you imagine Kane Tanaka, 119 years old, and God forbid this happens, that she doesn't die of natural causes, like she dies in a plane crash or something like insane, where you're like
like an anvil drops on her,
or she's shot by a gang member, like like where you're just like, how the hell?
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. Shout out, Kane. Yeah, so it's
UB40. Google them.
Yeah, I want to see what UB40 looks like.
Also, what's UB like? What's the significance of the name UB40?
Yeah, what? And are they from England?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
from
bro.
England.
Yeah, bruv.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
bruv.
yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't see them when I went to England. So that's interesting. I thought I would see them.
The monkey gets stroked.
See, this is the thing though with them. In
1978, bro.
78. So that means when their songs came out, when they really got popular in the early 90s. Or was it before that?
I think.
When did Red Red Wine come out?
I think Red Red Wine was a crossover hit. I think I'm sure they have other hits. They did the Elvis cover of "Can't Help Falling in Love." Wise man.
And what year was that?
That was probably around the same time.
So, but we're talking about the early 90s, right?
Yeah.
So that's insane that they were doing it for 15 years. You know what I mean? Like
ska band.
The band's lineup was stable for 29 years, from March 1979 until January 2008, when frontman Ali Campbell left the band, followed shortly thereafter by keyboardist Mickey Virtue.
Oh, so they're not the same bands anymore?
So who are the members now?
Look, 78 to present, which means they're still touring. Birmingham, by the way. Shout out Berms.
Can we go to UB40's website? I'd like to see them if they're coming to the United States.
They tied the record with the English ska band Madness for the most weeks spent by a group in the UK singles chart, with 214 weeks.
Wow.
Do you guys think it must feel good to leave a band?
I think that if you're leaving a band, there must be significant issues going on, that it probably does feel good when you finally leave. But most likely, it's probably like what happens with me, like when you leave your...
Wow. Wow. Chaos.
But you know what I'll say about decision making? I'm a little buzzed right now. You know what I'll say about decision making is, don't let anybody tell you that you're being erratic or you're not making the right choices. Sometimes you have to feel it, and that means you have to sometimes make a decision that others won't like. You heard that others won't like and others will disagree with you with, but you're living in your shoes and your own skin, so you need to feel it. And then if that means the decision you made previously without feeling it was actually the right one, then you go back to the right decision, if it meant breaking, even if it meant, hey, it took me, I basically had to let the bird free to know that that's what it was, and then I had to get the bird back. The bird came back to his cage, and that's what true love was, and that's what, because you're only going to go around this blue planet one time in
topsy-turvy world.
That's it. So I'm saying all that to say, because
you know what that's called, babe? What is
life? I made a mistake, and now I'm trying to correct it. You know,
shout out Don Julio 70.
Shout out Don Julio, because you make a mistake. Here's what happens, folks. You make a mistake, and then a lot of people are too scared to correct a mistake because they're embarrassed about what people are going to think, because they said, "Oh, but you said you want to do this, now you're doing that. You're all over the place." It's called living.
It's called living.
And the truth of the situation is, nobody really gives a shit about you.
That's right.
You give a shit about you.
You're the only one. You're the only one you can count on.
That's it. My daughter told me to rehire the old guy.
It's LaCroix Raspberry.
LaCroix Raspberry, they're putting something in it, and it feels good, man. I wonder who UB40's manager is.
How much of this stuff is arable? Always have me, babe.
I'll always have you. And listen, the only thing that helps an imbalance is yogurt. Chobani yogurt.
Live and active cultures.
Live and active cultures,
What about dun, 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 dun. I got hey babe. We never did that. Did we ever do that?
Hey babe. Look at this thing that Pimp just pulled up. As sales slump, world's largest condom maker will start making medical gloves. Well, good news for us is we don't use condoms. Yeah. Never have, never will.
What is a condom?
When's the last time you put on a condom? Truthfully, if you don't mind sharing. When's the last time you put one on?
I don't know.
Like
truly, I don't know.
15 years ago?
Yeah. I really don't know, because I don't know, because I'm in long terms.
No, that's what I'm saying. So, there's been no reason for it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I haven't put on a condom in 10 years.
Right. Oh, all right. Yeah. Got it.
Maybe not 10 years. When's the last time you put on a condom, Pimp? Let's talk about you.
Anybody else want to answer it?
Yeah.
You're on your own.
Condom, and I think I've told you this before. I know sometimes we don't get sexual on the show, but I told you I've never. I told you I've never had anal.
I don't think you've ever told me that.
No, I've never done anal once in my life ever. I've never had anal. I've never done anal. Not once in my life. No butts.
No one's ever you in the ass.
Zero. And I've never given it. I've attempted. I've attempted many times. But I've never been able to get my into a woman.
It does seem relatively easy in the films, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I've never done it.
Oh, shit, man. That cracked me up. That cracked me up.
I've never done it.
We've never talked about that. You remember the long conversation we had about that?
I've never done it.
My glasses are fogging up.
Heterosexual anal intercourse is not an uncommon behavior, with 36% of women and 44% of men, 25 to 44, in the U.S. reporting ever having HAI in their lifetime. Heterosexual anal intercourse.
That's fun. That's a fun term to just use in the throes of passion. You down for HAI?
And it's funny because "hi" in Japanese means like, but in Japanese it's like a "hi." It's like a thing, but it here it's in American it's heterosexual anal intercourse.
It is the sound you make. It is the sound you make when it's happening.
Maybe that's where maybe that's where it came from. They go "hi." Yeah, it is hard to not say.
Where did you get this topic?
Don Julio.
What is going on?
This has been Hey Babe. Yeah. Nearly half of straight men. Oh my God.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Nearly half of straight men have had anal sex. Well, I'm in the half that hasn't. And, listen. Even if you're listening with the kids, we're not going to curse and use foul language, but it's something to be talked about with them.
Put a warning label on it.
Something they talked about.
Well, just because I wish my family talked to me about anal sex. Oh, look at that. Bert Kreischer's Twitter. What do you know? Another promo. Oh, sorry. Sal's done half this episode with the microphone on the floor.
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
So,
I'm doing. I don't know if I'm coming or going.
who knows?
Oh, God. How funny is that?
Wow, I love Clay Aiken's new look. Look at Clay Aiken, the former American Idol contestant.
Speaking of anal sex.
Said that he's running for Congress in North Carolina.
Is that him right there?
Wow.
He's nearly unrecognizable. What a fashionista.
He's only 43 years old.
Is his hair white now?
It's white.
Yeah. And he's wearing a plaid tuxedo?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
He's a loud and proud Democrat. Well, yes. And Clay Aiken, he's running for Congress in North Carolina. I hope he gets it. I don't remember Clay Aiken's song. Do you remember Clay Aiken's song?
Oh, Invisible? That was
I don't really remember it, but I remember that I voted his year. He beat Ruben Studdard, the Velvet Teddy Bear.
I'm sorry, for 2004.
Oh, is that what it is?
Isn't that Ruben Studdard's big song? What did Ruben Studdard invent? You said the teddy bear?
No.
What did you say?
His nickname was the Velvet Teddy Bear.
Right.
You know, you don't know this. I was going to say Mel Torme. The Velvet Fog.
The Velvet Fog.
You know who Mel Torme is an old singer.
We in one of our shows, I believe it was in Cincinnati, it was a dead ringer for Taylor Hicks. It was a guy
right in the front.
Yeah, there was a 97-year-old woman that looked just like Taylor Hicks did when he was 29 years old on American Idol.
Did you still watch and vote for American Idol? Because I remember who I voted for.
Who'd you vote for? Go ahead.
Season 1, I didn't vote.
You didn't vote?
No, season 1, I don't even think I watched. I caught on in season 2. And I think Clay was season 2.
Who was season 1? Kelly Clarkson?
And the kid with the perm.
Justin is who I voted for. I voted for the kid with the perm.
Yeah. I mean, with a perm like that, you got my vote.
I voted for him.
Yeah.
But Kelly Clarkson was the winner of season 1. Was the winner of season 2 Ruben Studdard?
It was Clay. I thought it was. Oh, no, wait. You're right. Ruben Studdard beat Clay Aiken. Apologies.
Let's do American Idol winners. American Idol winners. I'm lost after. I mean, I stopped watching.
I'm lost after like the first few, but I did vote for Taylor Hicks and I did vote for Bo Bice.
Here, go up a little bit. Who's the American? Oh, I'm sorry, you got it. I voted for Fantasia. Go all the way down to 1. Just go to 1.
David Cook. I remember him.
Go to the first season. Okay. Kelly Clarkson beat, what was his name? Can you scroll down a little
Justin
bit?
something.
Justin Guarini, I think.
Guarini, yep.
Justin Guarini. Good shit, pimp. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 1.
Shout out Kelly Clarkson. She always has me on her show.
Kelly Clarkson is great. I love Kelly Clarkson.
She's so nice. Yeah.
Ruben Studdard, number 2. Now, so far, Kelly Clarkson is the big winner of American Idol.
She's huge.
Yeah.
She maintained. There's one other huge. A lot of them maintain, and some in the top 10, like Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah.
She's like Academy Award nominated now. She didn't win.
Fantasia Barrino is who I voted for because I remember not watching the show and I was like, I'm going to vote for a fellow Italian.
Yeah, she was a wild card. Barrino. Yeah.
Carrie Underwood?
That's the one that's major.
Wait, Carrie Underwood, I'd argue, might be even a bigger star, as big of a star as Kelly Clarkson.
I think she's got it as far as now. I think Kelly Clarkson is more of a personality now, maybe a host. And she still makes
Carrie
songs.
Underwood's a legitimate.
I think she's like the country legend, I think. I don't know. I don't know much about
Taylor
country
Hicks
music.
won? I thought Taylor Hicks lost.
Oh, he did win?
I didn't realize Taylor Hicks. Do you know, scroll down. Look at his hair. He was 29 years old when he won.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks a lot older. But good for him.
I remember he did a version of Living in the City.
Jordan Sparks was a big one, too.
Oh, yeah.
Her
Wasn't
father
she
was
like,
in the NFL.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
David Cook, I vaguely remember. Is David Cook the one who's the lead singer of Queen now? One of them's the lead singer of Queen.
Adam
Lambert,
who's
also American Idol.
He won at some other time. Chris Allen, I don't remember at all.
Chris Allen, I remember.
I think I stopped after 7.
Yeah, me too, because I remember David Cook. Who's this guy?
I don't know
Lee
that guy
DeWise,
either.
don't know
Never
him.
heard of him.
Let's go up. These are all people we can get on the pod.
Never heard of him.
Scotty Mccreery sounds like a seamless driver.
He looks like the guy from Mad Magazine.
Scotty Mccreery. Let's see if we know any of these. Season 11. Philip Phillips. It's become a joke
Wilson's
after
brother.
season 7.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's from
they
Bora
might
Bora.
be huge. No,
Season 12, Candace
Sanders
Glover.
7 was
no relation to
season 7
Donald.
was my last.
Let's go,
7.
but they're shouting out Verbo. Caleb Johnson, season 13 winner. Caleb Johnson. I mean,
Wow,
do
that
we
guy,
know
he came to rock.
he came to rock? Let's see. He's 14. Nick Fradiani. Season 15, Trent Harmon.
These names are all sound fake.
Yeah. Maddie Pope, season 16. I don't know any of these people.
Lane Hardy.
The ratings must have plummeted.
Lane Hardy.
Season 18 is Just Sam.
Just Sam.
And it was remote. Chase Beckham, season 19, looks like Brendan Schaub.
That's a country guy, Chase Beckham, if I ever heard one. So that's where they are right now, season 19?
Yeah.
The ratings must have not. Well, just television. I mean, if they put this on, they got to change something about American Idol. Maybe put it on the tube. Remember that kid Chicken Little was one that you could vote for? He was from Long Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. David something, I thought.
Pete Davidson performs with Jack Harlow at L.A. concert. Oh, I love Jack Harlow.
I love Jack Harlow.
It's what's popping. Brand new whips just popping.
It's crazy to see Pete up there performing rap, though.
I love it.
At that point, is it more like karaoke, though, right? Or no?
I think it's cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like
Pretty cool.
Like I would do this at karaoke, so I guess why wouldn't I do it with him?
Well, we did this on your cruise.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
This would actually be great. I'd love Sal to go up and do the same thing.
Sal would kill it on that. When I would
so
see you do
sick,
karaoke, or when you would do the things
I
with
get
the
a swag
Joker.
when I need to.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah. Pete looked good. He had the moves down and everything.
No, he's good. He looks good on stage.
He knew all the lyrics. He did
Yeah.
his thing.
Jack
I
Hall's
mean, you
probably a
got
friend
to.
of his.
Imagine he got up there and he was like,
Yeah. I like it. I like it. Yeah, dude.
I've never seen Pete dance in a way. He's almost like I never seen him really move in a way that was like.
We're going to be with him. You and I are going to be with him at the Patrice O'Neal benefit,
Yes.
which
January
probably is
18th.
happening. It happened 2 days ago. By the time this comes out,
Oh,
it happened 2 days ago,
It was
January
great.
18th. It was great.
It was great
We had a
seeing
great
Pete.
time.
The benefits, a good cause.
It was
Thank you, Bill.
amazing. I started vomiting on the front row. It was a whole. It was Don Julio again. Me and Sal went out. We got trashed. We lit DeRosa's bar on fire.
I forgot it. That's 7:30. It happened.
It happened, but it
yeah.
was a great show.
It's in a week.
It was a great show. The mayor showed up.
Mateo Lane's on it.
Mateo Lane was up. He got butt
Vecchione,
naked. Mateo.
Voss.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
Beautiful
everybody.
body.
I think,
Bill Burr.
Burr, of course. Yeah, I'm forgetting everybody who's on it.
I don't know. But yeah, I feel like. By the way, we were talking about the other day. Last episode we were talking about Succession.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin's little brother,
Kieran
Culkin.
I mean, I think he's earned his name, bro.
Kieran Culkin.
He'll always be Macaulay. He's literally like winning every award. He's like Macaulay Culkin's little brother.
Yeah.
And Macaulay's last, it's funny. That's fucking funny.
I had the same birthday as Macaulay Culkin, August 26th.
You know
Imagine you have the same birthday as Kieran Culkin. That'd be wild.
Pull it up.
Pull it up. Kieran Culkin's birthday, May 7th, is what I'm guessing.
I'll guess. September 25th.
Okay, September 30th,
What?
1982.
I just said September 25th.
Wow.
I mean, dude, within 5 days, that odds are not
good.
Not good.
The fact that I'm older than Macaulay Culkin's little brother is wild
No,
to me.
he's 39, babe.
I'm 37.
You're not older.
I'm younger. I meant to
Yeah.
say sorry about that. Don Julio. Babe, DraftKings, I've talked about it. I love it. Do you know now, if you bet new customers, if you bet just $5 on any NBA team.
I know what you're going to say.
What?
You could win up to $150 in money to wager with.
How the did you know that?
Because I use it, and we shout them out all the time, and I think it's just a great opportunity to make money from $5.
Yeah.
What $5? Do you know the math on that? 5 turning into 150 is, I think it's 3,000%.
Yes. It's a 3,000% increase.
I think, if I'm doing quick math.
Listen, DraftKings is the best. And if you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code HeyBabe, bet just $5 on any NBA team and win $150 in free bets if they're victorious. I mean, what? It's literally, just go do it.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Makes it fun. And DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Here's the thing, though. You got to be 21 or older if you live in New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania. New customers only. Minimum of $5 deposit plus a $1 wage required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, no one to fold them.
All right, here we go, baby. This podcast, of course, sponsored by
BetterHelp. You know it. You know what it is.
They assess your needs.
BetterHelp's in the game with us every week.
They're going to match you with your own professional licensed therapist. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in these areas. Services available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule any time of the week. It's just really been great. It's been helpful. And right now, you're going to get a great discount. All our listeners, if you go to betterhelp.com/heybabe, that's betterhelp.com/heybabe, you're going to get 10% off your first month. 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/heybabe. We all need the mental health help, Bubba.
Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes you're just sitting there and you're like, I don't know who to talk to right now. I don't know who to vent to. I don't have anyone to call. You just want an outlet.
I've been drinking Don Julio by myself since high noon today.
Yeah.
I need someone to talk to. And that person is at betterhelp.com/heybabe. Okay? You can send them messages. No sexy stuff. Just talk to them.
That's it. LaCroix, Raz.
But does his character, just listen.
The show is... A lot of
Can
times,
you give me one tidbit of Succession? I'll give you one tidbit of Yellowstone.
Yes. Okay. You know this thing? Do you do this thing where, like, you get a new pair of sneakers and you go, yep, this is my favorite pair of sneakers I ever had?
Yes.
And it might be because it's just so new and so fresh to you. Or you get a haircut and you're like, oh, man, this might be one of the best haircuts I ever had. I'm watching Succession, and I think it is maybe the best show I've ever seen. But I can't slight shows like Breaking Bad, Sopranos, Lost, The Wire. So I just don't know if it's just very of the times. But, dude, it is the best show. I'm not telling you something you don't know, but it's a triple. It's the writing, directing, and acting. Dude, it's dialogue and character driven, and I sit on the edge of my seat like I'm watching a thriller.
Kieran Culkin is killing it in that show. Did he win awards for that show?
I don't know. But Jeremy Strong, who plays Kendall.
Yes.
I just recently read a great article about him in the New Yorker.
Because he was an unknown before that, right?
No, he wasn't known like he was. He was in a lot of movies. He's a character actor, and he had pretty big roles. Like, there was some big movies I went and looked that he was in prior that I saw that I didn't recognize him from. But I read a huge New Yorker article that came out about his process, that he's one of those guys that lives it.
Okay.
And so he's like they say it's like could be challenging to work with him on set because he like dives into the character. He doesn't talk to people. He carries that mood around. He really assumes the role of the character.
Yeah, because so far right now, because now just let me
He won't do rehearsals?
He won't do rehearsals?
Yeah, that's what I read, yeah.
Why? Because he just wants it out the first time on scene?
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Does Jeremy Strong, though, in Succession, is there a wild progression with him? Because right now he seems like I feel bad for him.
Yeah, that'll continue.
You'll feel bad for him throughout the whole show.
There's ups and downs and stuff like that, but the way he embodies that character of that, like, and
it's still going on, right?
It's so layered. The show is so. Oh yeah. Season 3 just aired and ended.
Right,
and it's as good as ever.
So because so far I've seen 3 episodes of Succession, and all 3 have been amazing. Like edge of my seat, like you said, dialogue, and Kieran Culkin's character is just like wild.
You're only season 1, right?
Yeah.
Did you see? Not giving anything away. Did you see Kendall at his father's birthday yet?
At his father's birthday?
Yeah, the big event.
No, I saw Kendall.
He's in a baseball jersey?
No, that I haven't seen yet.
All right. That's a great moment from season 1.
Right. Yes, I did. Wait. When they take helicopters to the field?
He performs at his dad's birthday.
What do you mean performs?
he raps.
No, I haven't seen that then. No.
Dude, season 3. I mean, I wish I could watch it with you for the first time.
It's crazy because we're at season 3 and all these characters, it's the same cast.
It's the same cast, and I'll tell you something. Usually there's like, oh, I like him. He's my favorite. I like him. First of all, they're all terrible people, which is kind of odd to put yourself in. I don't know who everybody's
a piece of shit for a different reason.
They're terrible people, but you like watch it and you have to empathize with them a little bit, I guess. But
what I just found out,
modeled after it's modeled loosely after like the Murdoch family from Fox.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I
think loosely based on.
The last thing that I saw was George, is his name George, the really tall guy? What's his name? Greg.
Cousin Greg.
Nicholas
Braun. Shout out Nicholas Braun. So good.
See,
everyone's favorite.
Because I had saw SNL episode a few months ago, and Nicholas Braun was on, and I was missing all the jokes. So, like, you've been in everything ever, and you're wearing a suit that looks like Greg from Session. It got a huge pop, and I was like, what are they talking about? I'd never seen him ever in anything.
Yeah.
But now to see him in this, I'm like, oh my God, this guy. But I just saw the part where he basically told one of the last scenes is when Logan Roy comes back and says, I'm coming back. And basically he's a snake and telling the lawyer everything where the bodies are buried from the other woman's husband. And it's like a whole thing.
Yeah. Well, dude,
Is he a snake or not a snake? Cousin Greg.
It's TBD. He really walks a line. Look, he's by association, he's a snake. And his motivations are sometimes pure and sometimes just beneficial to himself, but he plays it with such a sweet, aloof type of thing that he's actually one of the main like comedic elements of the show. So he's just a favorite of everybody. Dude, you are going to be calling me. You are going to get into this thing. I know it's the show for you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that you are going to eat this show up. I'm telling you.
Is it better than Billions with Dan Soder?
I feel terrible to say that I've never seen.
Starring Dan Soder.
Shout out to Dan Soder.
The star of Billions.
I have never seen it.
Never seen the Billions.
I watched one clip that Big J was in.
Have you seen Billions, Pimpy?
No.
No, I've never seen Billions.
My lady watched it, said it's great. She said you got to pay attention.
It's not as good as Succession. To your lady.
Oh, I didn't ask. I didn't know she loves Succession, so maybe not. But she said it's great. She said I should start it. I love it. When I was searching for a new one, she said Billions. I haven't come around to it.
Is there anything that you would like to know about Yellowstone, about a progression of a character, or anything you want to know that I can just give you a tidbit as you gave me just a tidbit of Succession?
Not giving nothing away. Yellowstone also, I think, is comprised of people that are not the best types of people.
Right.
And the family dynamic and power dynamic, there's some parallels.
Similar to Succession.
Which is wild. It's almost like Yellowstone is, you might have said this to me, but it feels like a combination of Succession and like Sopranos. Not like Sopranos.
I said it was The Sopranos if it was in Montana.
Okay.
What I'll tell you
it's not that.
What I'll tell you about Yellowstone is you're in season 1 of Yellowstone?
Season 2, episode 6.
Season 2, episode 6.
I do not like the daughter. I actually don't like any of that. Well, I mean, in a way, like Kevin Costner is just like this.
He's Kevin Costner.
He's your whole life. He's still Kevin Costner. So you're like, I hope he's all right.
What I will tell you about Beth is the daughter's name, is you're going to find out a reason why she's so angry at life. And I think you'll find some apathy towards her.
Sure.
For what she's.
Well, I know one of the major tragedies she went through.
Which was what?
I saw that flashback. Well, it had to do with a horse.
That's
and a family member.
That's a little bit where it's like, your mama died. So what?
Okay.
Your mama got stomped by a horse. What are you gonna do? Like shit like that compared to what her actual tragedy is like.
Oh,
you know
so there's something.
Oh, you gonna come at me saying my mama died on a horse?
To be revealed.
That ain't shit because you're gonna see.
Okay, well, props to the actress because she plays it in a way that I'm like.
You know what's mind blowing to me about these actors and actresses? Succession, Yellowstone. You Google them. They're all from England and Australia. They nail accents and dialects from the intricacies of New York and Montana neighborhoods where I'm like, I can't do that.
Sing it, sister.
Girl,
I talk about it all
preach.
the time. Preach because it's preach, girl.
Work.
Because it is one of the things I harp on all the time. I cannot believe everybody. You see that first interview with them, and they're like, "Cheerio."
Yeah,
and
Beth is from England. Beth's from England.
Yeah, she's from England. So is who's from England? Shiv's husband.
Tom.
Tom's
Tom's from England.
Yep.
Oh my God.
I know.
Shiv. What a name. Her name is Siobhan.
Siobhan.
Siobhan is one of the most wild names in the world because it's spelled Sioban.
Yeah, I don't know what they're asking us to do with those letters. It's
What
not
are
what
you
they taught us.
talking about?
Can I tell you something else, though? She, Australian.
Shivy's Australian?
Or New Zealand. One of them.
Wow.
She's got a thick accenty.
New Zealand, you never been to or you have?
New Zealand, I have not. Australia, I have.
Are we going to do New Zealand when it
I'd
opens up?
love to do New
What are we
Zealand.
doing? We going to New Zealand?
Oh, of course. Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay, why British actors act so much better than American actors? Well, I mean, that's debatable, but let's... they're often better than American actors, debatable, because they grew up with Shakespeare from day one, and they grow up with a lot of poetry in their lives. Actor Martin Freeman, The Hobbit.
You know who he is.
I know who he is. I did a movie with
The
him.
Office is where I went, but...
Yeah, but I know him from... Did I ever tell you? I told you when I did the movie with him, right?
no.
What happened?
No, sir.
Okay, just real quick, and then we'll get back. I did a movie with him. It was called Ode to Joy. It's one of my only movie roles. My role was called Staten Island Knucklehead. That was the role. Ode to Joy. Chris Distefano, you can maybe... Chris Distefano scene, whatever. Ode to Joy Knuckle. Chris Distefano, Staten Island Meathead. Sorry.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, this is the only movie I ever did in my
Was
life.
Russell Webb in this?
Huh?
Was Russell Webb in this?
Russell Webb was not. Martin Freeman was in this.
Okay.
And your friend. I'm sorry, not your friend. He's friends with Andrew Santino. Jake something. He's an actor, a comedic actor. But
Gyllenhaal?
no, not the Snake Roberts. Jake something. But Ode to Joy was...
Is there a clip? You had a scene with him?
I had a scene
Wait,
with Martin Freeman.
how did you get a movie role?
It was one, I didn't even audition. The casting director who cast a show called Benders that I was in, the only TV show I ever really did, Benders, was the casting director for this. Jake Lacey was the casting director for this and said, I got a role for you. Are you available on this date? So what I needed to do was, we're running on the BQE. If you're not from New York, on the BQE, there's a place called the Promenade. It's beautiful. The Promenade looks over the BQE, Brooklyn Queens Expressway, and you can see a gorgeous view of Manhattan. Oh,
Morena Baccarin's in it?
Yeah, I never met her.
She's
though.
from the
Dark Knight and all that.
No,
right?
no, but she's from you watched it with Carrie Matheson. And
Homeland.
isn't she the wife?
Yes,
she's
she
in
is.
the opening scene.
Yes, she is.
She's the wife of the redhead. What's
She's
his name?
so beautiful.
The guy from Billions.
Yeah.
Also not American.
Yeah, Damien
Hurst? No.
something.
Damien
Something. But Ode
Lemon.
to Joy, yeah, Damien Lemon. Shout out D Lemon. But
He's also English, you know.
Damien Lemon?
No, Damien, the guy from
The other guy.
The guy from Billions.
The redheaded Billions
yeah,
guy.
yeah. He also blew my balls off when he spoke.
Dan Soder's from England too. So Ode to Joy. So what happened was I got yelled at by the director because my scene might quickly have been in the trailer too. I'm jogging past him. So what the scene is I'm jogging past him and he says to me, he's in a funk. And because the premise of the movie is he can't remember things. He has like amnesia where he can't remember anything.
Comedy?
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's actually a really good movie.
All right.
How wild is this? You ready for this? Let me just tell this quick, and then I promise I'll get to the point. But this is the only movie I've ever been in my entire life. I'm talking about the smallest of scenes. There was when me and Jasmine weren't together for a little while, we were co-parenting. She got another boyfriend. The very first date, he took her to see this movie because all the other movies were sold out.
You're shitting
And
me.
The only scene I've ever been
That
in
is
a
so-
movie.
that
And
is
she
so
goes,
loud.
isn't that your ex-boyfriend? And she was like, yeah, I had no idea. She was like, oh my God. I was like, that had to suck. Because she was like, what the fuck? Like, you took me.
That's insane.
Because it was her idea to see this movie because everything else was sold and she just wanted to see a movie. And she was like, it was completely, he said, I didn't know, but he was like, what the fuck? So you're obsessed with this guy. I was like, she is. We've had a second child since then. But that's neither here nor there. But Ode to Joy. So that's my scene, by the way. That scene to
Okay,
the right
I know
when he's on the
exactly what
phone
that
on the
is. That's on the-
promenade.
it's on the promenade.
That's my scene with him. So we're jogging.
That's right by my apartment.
Yeah, and I bump him, and he goes, what the F, man? And I'm like, watch where you're going. And then he goes, we get into an argument. We get into like some type of struggle, and I have to throw him off the promenade.
No.
Yes, and it was like crazy to watch special effects like dangling and how it makes it all look. But the director, because it was a movie, could curse, whatever, he goes, just improv a couple of lines, when you throw them off, like something, So I go, you know, throw him off. I'm like, oh, you know, get over here, whatever. And then he goes, all right, you know, like something. He goes, something, you know, whatever. This is the scene. That was the scene. Like I'm like, I had just hit him. So I go, one of the takes, I throw him over, and it was the acting was perfect. He had said leading up to it, it was like this scene they were going to use until I ruined it because I throw him off the go and I go, fuck you fucking hobbit.
No.
Yeah, because he was the leader. No. He was like, you can't yell the other movie. He was the star. No. And Martin Freeman was dangling off the promenade, dying laughing.
No, he wasn't.
Like, did you just call me the Hobbit? I was like, yeah, I was just improv lines. He was like, I hope they keep that one. And the director was like, can I talk to you for a second? Like to me, like you know, he brought me over. He goes, hey, what the fuck? And then yeah, so
he was a good sport about it.
He was great, dude. He was talking to me, Martin Freeman. Well, I am an absolute nobody, freaking loser. Never even acted. Was literally being like beyond cool. Like that's beyond so cool. I did one scene on one day of this movie. They've been filming this movie for months. Was so cool, so nice. Was like, oh, maybe I'll check you out at the Comedy Cellar. You know, like just like
make no mistake, I'm going to watch this tonight. Oh, I'm looking for your scene tonight.
Oh, to joy. It's towards the end of the movie, so if you want to, but it is. But I wouldn't even advise fast forward. I actually enjoyed the movie.
Really?
And you know, there's many things that I've done that I didn't enjoy at all. But Ode to Joy it's just a cool movie.
Did you see Morena Baccarin though?
No, she wasn't on set. Only me. Jake is his name. I think he was in Girls. He's a great guy, great guy too. And Martin Freeman.
She's got a Morena Baccarin has a very Gal Gadot feel to her.
Yes, very Gal Gadot-ish.
So wait, but you were talking about something else here.
Martin Freeman. Oh,
didn't we get into this by
accident? I was talking about Martin Freeman. I was talking about British people. We were talking about accents.
Okay.
I said, what did I say?
Let me ask you this though. We might have talked about this before, but Benders. Mm. That was a television show that you were a main character on. That you shot 10 episodes at least?
10 episodes.
You had no prior television experience.
Zero.
What was that like? Like, were you shitting your pants every day? Or because you knew Schultz and because you knew a couple people, was it like so low rent that it wasn't, that you didn't have fear? Or were you like, oh my God, they're going to yell action and I better be good? So how did you memorize lines? Did you do rehearsals?
So here's what happened.
Were you in the mirror at home saying your lines? Did you understand?
I'll take it.
What did you try to act like a character, or were you just yourself saying the lines? I need to know everything.
Everything.
How you got cast? You auditioned? Please tell me.
So it was just so crazy because this is the only thing I've ever done, and I don't even remember filming this. Like I have zero memories of filming any of this. What the days were like, nothing.
So what was the show? What was the idea of the show?
So the show is called Benders. It did one season on IFC. It's now on Netflix. You could see it. Benders, and the premise was a New York hockey team, like just a hockey team, like not real hockey players, like playing in a men's league hockey thing. It's just our story of, kind of our relationships and what it is. My character's name was Anthony, so it was not that much of a stretch to play me. Right. But the actual day of the very first rehearsal, the very first script read-through of the one and only acting job I've ever gotten in my entire life that I was the co-lead of was the exact day my very first child was born.
No.
My daughter Delilah was born on
dude.
May 19, 2015 at 10:04 in the morning.
Dude, you shit coincidences.
The table read for Benders, the very first one of my very first acting job ever, started at May 19th at 10 a.m. I showed up to the table read by 1:30 p.m. They had broke for lunch, still with placenta on my shirt because Jasmine, Delilah's mother, had said, just go to the table read. I need to take a nap. Anyway, just go to the table read. So I went. My daughter was 5 days old every day because we filmed an entire 10 episode season of a show in 30 days because they had a low budget. In 30 days, 7 days from from May 24th to June 24th, which is coincidentally the birth of my second daughter, Violet, was born on June 24th. But from May 24th to June 24th, we filmed every day, 7 days a week for 14 hours. So the entire first month of my brand new daughter's life, I was there only at the nighttime.
She still had tags on her.
Brand new. Still had tags, just like the sweatshirt. Oh yeah, that scene too. We filmed with the guy. He had a main part on Breaking Bad. He played the guy in the wheelchair. All right, if you're carrying a credit card balance month after month, it can feel like you're in a never-ending cycle of debt with no end in sight. Upstart can help you make that final payment so you can get ahead. Rather than looking at your credit score alone, what Upstart does is they consider other factors like your income, current employment, and credit history to find you a smarter rate for your loan. Find out how at upstart.com/heybabe. That's upstart.com/heybabe. Do not forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Upstart.com/heybabe. Lower your monthly payments.
Upstart is a fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan all online, whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating your high-interest debt, funding personal expenses. Over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in minutes for loans between $1,000 up to $50,000.
Upstart.com/heybabe.
You can even receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan.
Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Baby, America's #1 meal kit. You know what it is.
Knock,
every time
knock.
we say no. Who's there?
Hello.
Hello, who?
You know who it is. It's HelloFresh.
America's #1 meal kit.
Yeah, we love HelloFresh.
Listen, HelloFresh. First of all, they deliver pre-portioned ingredients to your door, including farm-fresh produce that arrives within a week. You get convenience without skimping on quality. Skip the trip to the grocery store. Seriously, F the grocery store. I'm going HelloFresh. They cut back on time spent in the kitchen so you can spend it on your other resolutions and you spend it with your
Speaking of
family.
resolutions, the new year's a great time to focus on what's most important to you kids.
Yes.
Whether it's saving money or ordering less takeout, learning to cook, or prioritizing your wellness, HelloFresh is here to help with endless options to make cooking at home simple and enjoyable.
You know what they have? Dunkaroos. They have Dunkaroo cookie dough. Dunkaroo
Vanilla Delight Cheesecake.
Dunkaroo cookie dough and
I love
Vanilla
it.
Delight
I love
cheesecake.
it.
It's 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal of the same quality. That's more money to put towards your 2022 goals. I'm telling you, and it's like they're giving it away. Listen to this deal. HelloFresh.com/HeyBabe16. That's what you need to go to. Go to HelloFresh.com/HeyBabe16 and use the code HeyBabe16. You're going to get 16 free meals plus 3 gifts. Free gifts.
I cooked the hibachi. It was like sweet and sour.
Oh, the buffet, hibachi. Yeah.
The shrimp.
Yeah. Amazing.
And I feel because seafood is a little tricky.
Yeah.
I don't cook well, so seafood's a whole nother deal. I cooked it. I actually felt like I did something with my life.
No, it's awesome. HelloFresh it's great. I've been using it. Me and my family use it. The kids eat it. My kids eat it. It's great. HelloFresh.com/HeyBabe16. 16 free meals plus 3 free gifts. That's a gift for every wise man.
HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
What was your least favorite part of a TV show?
The hours. I didn't like the hours. I hated having to do every scene over and over and over again from a million different angles. I think what you get actually in comedy with, what we do in podcasting and the internet and TV stuff is we do it one time, the most organic time. That's where the comedy lives. To try to recreate moment after moment felt so artificial and was very difficult for me to break through.
Take me back. You auditioned?
I auditioned.
Just open call or something? You auditioned? You got callbacks? You had to...
Full audition callbacks. I got somebody actually, I remember, sent me, I forgot who. Maybe I forgot. I'm forgetting who. Sent me a DM on Twitter, like a fellow comic, and was like, hey, I just auditioned for this part of Anthony in this show coming out on IFC called Benders. You just seem like you'd be perfect for it. So I sent it to my agent at the time. They got me in, and lo and behold, the creator of it was Apostle Productions, Dennis Leary's production company. Shout out Jim Serpico, shout out Tom Saletti. They were my first managers I ever had in my comedy career.
Okay.
I had no idea. And I do the audition. It went, I guess, well. Got the call.
Were you nervous for the audition?
So
did
nervous.
you memorize the lines? Did you play opposite someone, or did you slate to camera? Take me through it.
Slated to camera, audition, just me in the room with the casting director. I'll never forget. I was pacing up and down Broadway and Prince Street, where the casting office was, pacing up and down, doing the lines. Yeah, doing the lines over and over and over again, just auditioning, doing the lines. As a matter of fact, the actual audition, was, I think, in April. Whatever the audition was. Yeah, Jasmine's birthday is April 17th. On her birthday, April 17th, on her birthday, this is crazy. On her birthday, this is the callback. Again, we're getting so close. I had an audition at 12 noon. Jasmine comes with me on April 17th because our plan was going to do the audition at 12 or 1 o'clock, whatever it was, and then go have lunch in the city for her birthday or dinner in the city for her birthday. The actual audition I'm talking about, I'm standing outside the building with her. I'm like, just wait in the lobby. I'll be up, come back down. She goes, I think my water's about to break. It's time. She goes, I think I'm going to have this baby.
April 17th.
On her birthday, on her actual birthday. And I'm like, Jazz, I got to do the audition. She's like, you need to call. We need to go get to a hospital. I'm feeling the baby low. And I remember having that thing where I was just like, how, like, because she had already had a child before. She was like, it feels like the baby feels. So I said, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And I said, it's important for me to maybe get this audition for the baby. So she goes, okay, go do the audition. If I'm not here in the lobby, I went to the hospital, I'll text you. So now I'm going up with panic saying I might go do this audition and miss the birth of my very first child. I go do the audition, felt like I had a great audition. Jim Serpico and Tom Slater like, stay a while, we're going to have a drink after. And now I'm like,
oh no,
what do I do? Do I pick the birth of my first child, or do I have a drink with a producer who I may or may not got the show of?
Drum roll.
3 hours later, I'm still drinking with Jim Serpico. No. I said to him the situation. He goes, "Oh, go." I go downstairs. Jasmine's there. She goes, "The pain went away." She goes, "I think I had a little bit of gas from the shish kebab we ate at the food court." She's pregnant. She's having cravings. So I remember then I was getting a call. About 2 weeks later, I get a call. Here's a little inside info thing with entertainment. If you get a call and your manager, if their assistant is on the phone and says, "Please hold, I have your manager, your agent, your lawyer," everybody's on the phone. That's either really great news or you're in big trouble. Right. I've gotten both calls. One a little bit more recent. So
I take a deep breath right before that one.
Deep breath, and I said, okay. And I never forget, I get on the phone, and my manager at the time, shout out Conan Smith, great guy. He goes, "Hey, is this Anthony?" And I was like, no. I genuinely thought like maybe it was for another client. He goes, no. I go, no, it's Chris Distefano. He goes, no, this is Anthony. I'm talking to Anthony. And I was like, I still wasn't getting it. and I was just like, no, it's Chris. And he goes, no, this is Anthony from Bender's. You're Anthony. And I was like, wow, I got it. It was like a whole big thing, whatever. And it was like crazy thing. My lawyer, Jeff Cohen, who's Chunk from the Goonies, we've mentioned before, was like, this is great, like big thing, awesome. Yeah. And then it got one season, got canceled immediately.
Okay.
But that's just the ups and downs.
So now what happens? Now you go and you do wardrobe, you do testing, to whatever. Now they send you scripts in advance. How long do you have a script in hand before you're shooting that script?
I will tell you, me and Andrew Schultz and I went to Andrew Schultz's apartment in downtown Manhattan every day for 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
Before that first table read where my daughter was born. Every day we went there and practiced. I will tell you, by the time the table read came, when the day my daughter was born, I knew everybody's lines, including my own. Same thing when I did
for the one episode.
For that one episode. The same thing with the CBS pilot. I knew everybody's lines. I could do verbatim. Okay. Verbatim at that time. I could look at how young I looked.
Just by repetition.
That's Andrew Schultz's brother, by the way.
This video is actually strange. I found here.
What is this?
What's going on with Schultz? Did you guys do something for the show?
No. What is this? Is this on Schultz's YouTube? Oh yeah, they had to shave his eyebrows for the show.
He had to do that for the show? They couldn't just put latex over him?
Well, no, I think they did.
Oh, okay.
But you see, this is the thing with Schultz. This is 2014, 15, and he was doing this shit way before it was cool.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah, I know. See, but you know what's so crazy is I don't even remember. I remember none of this, which is bizarre because I'm just not present enough. Like, I need to meditate and find a way to really dig deep and find a way to be present because I just am not. Like, how do I not remember that? Like, I don't remember a second of that. It's the only television show I've ever been a part of.
That's wild.
Do you remember almost every episode of Jokers?
No,
like,
not at all. At all. I don't remember most. I remember like
big moments.
Sometimes like it'll come on the television and I look at it and I say same as I think zero recollection.
Okay, but so it's not abnormal.
It's 10 years of
you remember the bit.
That's like your one. I probably I don't know, man. I don't know how it because there's things in my life I guess you just forget them. I don't know.
Do you think that's weird, Pimp, that I don't remember that?
I mean, not really. I think like my friends who work in offices start to just blend the years together too.
Yeah,
you know
right.
I mean,
like,
I think when you're just busy, it just kind of all blends together.
Yeah, but this is one big moment in time.
I mean, it was 6 years. I mean, look at this. Bender's new IF series, 1,000 views.
But let me ask you a question. So then you would get a script, and then what? You'd practice at home, and then you get on set. And was there any nerves, or did you adjust to the lifestyle quickly?
There was.
I need to. This is the info that the viewers want to know.
There was.
I'm going to Barbara Walters. You shout out Bard College.
Right now. There was because everybody was crushing it. I had no acting experience. I had worked with an acting coach. Shout out Ted Slabierski, great guy.
Now, how'd you get him?
Hired him. Ted Slabierski.
How'd you find him?
I believe through the production company. They're like, there's only 2 guys, Ted Slabierski and another guy. Both are Bob Krakow. The 2 big acting coaches in New York are Ted Slabierski or Bob Krakow. These are the guys. Bob Krakow, the CBS gave me when I did my CBS pilot. Ted Slabierski I did with Benders.
And what happens? You meet with him. You call him up. You say, I'm going to hire you.
Yep.
He gives you his rate, and then you go meet with him. And then,
well, no, both of them the production company paid for.
Okay, so you're like, I'm new at this. I'm green. Yeah. Will you get me there, or they got it for you?
They got it for me.
Both, so they told you we're gonna get you an acting coach.
Yes, both great styles, both completely different.
And how much time do you spend with the acting coach?
I spent with Ted. I want to say I spent an hour to 2 hours a day for like a week. For a week or 2. And Bob, I only went to 2 or 3 times.
And did you feel the benefits of it?
Yes.
And what are some things that he would tell you? Is it technique? Is it actually how to act? Is it the business of acting and what you're expected to know and do?
Ted Slabierski, it was just always Ted and I.
Right.
We would do a thing where it was always...
Was it your scripts? Or was
yes.
It, okay.
No. He only worked with me on Benders.
Okay.
It was a lot of things where he, it would be up on our feet. It would be, doing other people's lines. It would be like just consuming the character. Bob was more about, from the thing he worked with me, like with the CBS pilot, the co-star of it was Diane Guerrero. Shout out Diane Guerrero. Great lady, great actress. He made us like go shopping together, go to a movie together, like make believe
you're form a bond.
Like do that. He was like form a for real bond.
Right.
Like, obviously, you both with other people, so
right.
not all but form a bond.
Right.
Because it comes off on camera, and he was right. It really did. It, like you form that bond.
Know him better.
Yeah, well, you're like, you actually get like upset when you're acting when she's like rejecting me, when I'm like, that hurts, like I got broken up with in real life. That's how you have to do it. Okay. Now, granted, the CBS pilot didn't go, and everyone at CBS said the reason why, one of the main reasons it didn't go is because Chris isn't a good actor, but that's neither here nor there. But, birth control. So
you're there and you're doing the lines, and he's like, well, what he's asking you questions like, how do you think you'd be feeling the scene? How do you think you'd approach it? Why would you say it that way? Can you take it this way? Can you do it this way?
If I'm going to be 100% with you again, and it's getting a little scary, I actually don't remember much at all from any of the acting coaches' experience.
Okay, but you remember that you did glean stuff from it. You applied it.
But what I remember, because you asked me, was there pressure? Yes, there was. Because by the time we were on day 5, so I'm brand new, day 5.
Cinco.
They had emailed, the producers had emailed my agent or called my agent or manager, and my manager called me and said, what's going on with you on set?
Oh, no.
And I said, what do you mean? And they said, you're the only one of the main 4 that seems to be really struggling. He said,
Did you think that? Or did you think you were doing fine at that point?
I did think that and feel that, because I was the only one that was ever like, cut, let's do that again. Or I'd be taken out of the room by the director like, hey, like, and it was a director, because each person would direct a different episode. Shout out this guy, Richie Keene. Richie Keene was a director.
Dickie Keene. He said to me, because I was struggling, he was real cool to me. He said, I think what you're doing is you're playing this. I forgot exactly what he said, but he goes, your character, Anthony, he goes, think about Anthony thinks about hockey like sex. Hockey is a woman that he wants to have sex with. So every time you're talking about hockey, you're thinking about hockey, make believe you're having sex with the hockey stick. That's what, and it all clicked in my brain. Really?
For some reason. Next thing you know, I'm fucking lubing that hockey stick right up my ass every scene.
Right.
I'm having
Something's changed?
Something genuinely changed.
Well, you felt like then all of a sudden you weren't yelling cut. You weren't like you had purpose. Like
I remember there was a scene, a funeral scene. One of Jim Norton did a guest role, and he dies in the first episode of cancer. He's like the new guy, and then he dies of cancer. And there's a scene where he's in the coffin, right? And
is it really him laying in the coffin?
Swear to God, it's him laying in the coffin, and he's great, Jim Norton. And he goes, and we're doing this scene in the funeral home, and he goes, and it's not good. And Jim, you know, one of the producers towards the side, he goes, "Do you not want to do this?" Like,
to who?
To me. And I genuinely thought, like, I had the lines rehearsed. I was in the moment. He goes, "Do you not want to do this? Like, what are you not understanding?" So I was like confused.
Who said that to you?
One of the producers. I don't want to give his name. One of the producers said that to me.
Right in front of everybody?
No, he pulled me aside.
Okay.
And he goes, like, "Do you not want to do this?" And it made my anxiety go to 50.
He did it on purpose?
Because my manager had said, they're thinking about replacing you.
Okay.
Like, that's how bad I was doing. I had no idea until Richie Keene told me, make hockey look like sex.
Dickie Keene.
So I go back over there, and Jim, his whole scene was just to be in the coffin. Like, he was just dead in the coffin. And we were having dialogue over
And
him.
you knew him at this point?
I knew him. Yeah. And he goes, and, you know, while they were setting up the shot, he was like, you know, just like sleeping in the, you know, as eyes goes in the coffin, he opened his eyes. He goes, "Listen," he goes, "fuck everybody on this set. You're the comic. You know what's funny. Just do exactly what you do if this was a comedy stage. Fuck them all. They're not funny. You are." And then I did like an improv line, and then he closed.
Jim Norton, ladies and gentlemen.
Then he closed his eyes and went back to that. He was doing like a cartoon death. Like, he was like that. And then I remember, I don't remember exact lines I did, but whatever I improv something, and I started to improv and tag and just be silly and make it more me. And then from then on, and then I genuinely went, and they said that they said this to me. I'm not saying this about myself. They said, the producers then said, by the last day of wrapping, they said, "You went from worst to first." They said, "You became the best actor on this entire set." Even Steve Sharippa was like, "You really like are nailing this part." So he was like, keep going. Whatever you're finding in acting, keep going. Haven't gotten one role since then except my CBS pilot. Canceled immediately.
This has been A, babe.
This has been A, babe. Haven't got one role since then, but
wow.
I'm happy for the experience.
So were you just nervous to take your own liberties? Like, and to improvise and to just really like throw caution to the wind. Were you just reserved?
I had zero confidence,
right?
Because I thought, I'm not supposed to be here,
right?
I'm not. I got this job as a fluke. I got this job because one of the producers used to be my ex-manager. All this bullshit that clouded my head. But then I just said, you know what?
Yeah, but you're so good on camera. I've seen scenes, and you know what? I saw a scene of you. You did a thing with Soder and Michelle Wolf about used cars or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that scene was hysterical.
Yeah,
but that's you with friends improvising,
and
right?
they let me improv.
Yeah.
So now I know when I act, and anytime I do an audition, anytime I get the opportunity to act in anything, I ask for forgiveness now. Not permission.
Right.
I just improv.
Yeah.
I say, let me put my spin on. That's another thing I learned on that set of Benders is let the director tell you, scale it back. Always go out with whatever it is. Let them tell you, hey, stick to the lines. And then no harm, no foul. You stick to the lines. But they may not. They may say, that was an angle I didn't think of.
So recently I did What We Do in the Shadows.
Right.
And I was so nervous. It was a very just like 4 or 5 lines, and it was very straightforward. But I so wanted to improvise, and I kind of didn't until like the very end. I improvised a few lines, but then I didn't say anything, and I was like, I could have done this the whole time.
Right.
Like I was going into their world. I was in the house with every one of the characters.
Right.
And I was like, I'm just supposed to come here, and they do what they do, and I just deliver my lines.
Right.
And I was so nervous, so I just did my lines. But like in the end, I threw in a little. And then when I realized I did it a couple of times, and it was funnier, and they responded to it, and no one said anything, I'm like, fuck, I could have been doing this the whole time.
Yeah. So I just learned that. So again, but now, I've done that. I know that every audition I do that, haven't gotten even, a smidge of a callback. It's an immediate no for me all the time.
Gotcha.
Who's it's not an immediate no for, though, is Tom Brady. That's a yes. He won the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay on the Bucs.
He's unbelievable, yeah. And it's not a no for, gotta be honest, Patrick Mahomes and the whole organization of the Kansas City Chiefs. They should walk out of that stadium with their heads held high. Because they're a young team, and they made it to the show, babe. And they have a bright future ahead of them, and it's led by Mahomes.
How could you say no to Patrick Mahomes? Green. He's got booger green eyes. Light booger greens.
It's what everybody wants.
LBGs.
You hope.
LBG. A lot of people want to talk about RBG. I want to talk about LBG. Light booger green eyes.
Yeah.
I got a big story about RBG. I used to. This has been, hey, babe.
Don't be a fake. Don't be a flake.